Okay, let's work with example 2. 6k minus 8 equals 6 plus 4k. 6k minus 8 equals 6 plus 4k. Okay, so start by working the variables off to the left side. So 6k is already over there, but 4k isn't. How am I going to get 4k over to the left side? Nope. It's got to be a subtract. There's already a plus sign in front of the 4k. You have to do the opposite because it's going to the opposite side. I'm subtracting 4k from both sides. So do that, and I have 2k minus 8 equals 6. Okay? Now, got to move constants or lonesome numbers to the right side now. All right, which means 8's going to have to move over to the other side. How am I going to move 8?
Add.
Right now I'm going to add, you're right, add 8 to both sides. Do that, and I have 2k equals 14. Make sure you can't add a variable to just a plain old number. Okay, some of you try and take 7 and add 2k or whatever. You can't do that. You can only add variables together and numbers together, constants. Okay, so I've got 2 times k equals 14. Multiplication problem. I undo it by dividing, so I have to divide each side by 2. And that'll give me k equals 7. Okay, there's a lot of ways you can start example 3. Okay, and there's not necessarily any one way that's right or one way that's wrong. Okay, but what I would do is I'm looking at this problem and saying, okay, the m is on the right, the m is on the right, they're on the wrong side. Okay, so I can either do a bunch of work, or I can just flip the 2 sides to start, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to flip these 2 around. You can see the advantage of that. Now I have all the m's on the left. I don't have to do any hard work to get them together. Okay, and for that fact, I have negative 8 on the right. So there's not much I'm going to have to work on here at all. Now, negative 3m and 5m, just going to jam those together because they're on the same side. So negative 3m and 5m make 2m. Good. So I got 2m, still got that 2, still got negative 8. Okay, so now this is looking good. I just got to move the 2 over to the right side. How am I going to move the 2? Subtract it. There's an addition sign in front of it, so I have to subtract. So that'll give me 2m equals negative 10. A multiplication problem. Shocking. So I do a multiplication problem by dividing, so I have to divide each side by 2 and get m equals negative 5. Okay, so now let's try some distributive property. Remember, the distributive property is when you take whatever's in front of a set of parentheses and you multiply it through to everything inside those parentheses. Which is exactly what you have here. You can see both of these problems. In both of those problems, you've got a set of parentheses with the number directly in front of it. So let's take a look at part A. 16 equals 2 parenthesis s plus 9 close parenthesis minus 4. 16 equals 2 parenthesis s plus 9 close parenthesis minus 4. when I look at this problem, I say, well, wait a minute. The variable's on the right side. I want it on the left side. Okay? Now, you don't have to do it this way, but if the variable's on the wrong side for me, I'm going to flip right to start. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to. You can start the problem just like as it is, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to flip these two sides just like I did up here in example 3. And again, I'm only doing that because the variable's on the wrong side for me. Now I'm happy. Okay. So now I'm going to work through the distributive property. 2 is in front of the parentheses. That's got to go through to the S and the 9. So 2 times S, tricky math there, 2S. 2 times 9, some more tricky math, 18. Remember, the sign in the middle is what was ever in the middle before. So it's going to be plus. Then I have minus 4 equals 16. So we have some good things here. 2S is where it's supposed to be. 16 is where it's supposed to be. The only thing that's not where it's supposed to be are the 18 and the 4. Well, let's go ahead and just put these 18 and the 4 together because they're on the same side right now. That'll be one less operation I'll do later on. Okay, so same side, do what it says. It says 18 minus 4. 18 minus 4 is 14. Now it looks like something we've had in almost all the other problems. Okay? 2S is where it's supposed to be. 16 is where it's supposed to be. I just have to move the 14. Opposite side, opposite operation. So what do I have to do to the 14 now? I have to subtract it. Right, there's plus in front of it. So I have to subtract it. That gives me 2S equals 2. Can't screw it up unless you multiply because they're both 2's. Divide by 2, and S equals 1.